A pleasant good afternoon and welcome to another edition of the program Women Special. Women Special is a 45 minutes program that highlights issues affecting women and girls in the society and how can we solve some of those issues. And today I'm your presenter, Princess Kamara. Evelyn Cooper won't be on the program. She's not feeling okay. So Evelyn gets well soon. Okay, so we are here again. Today promised to be so fascinating. So before I go to our last word for the day, let me wind down the theme song first. All right, our last word for today says a wise woman embraces her weakness and turns them down into strengths. She's she takes a full responsibility for her life and refuses to play the blame games. Okay, the program Women Special, we said it highlights issues affecting women and girls, those issues that we as a country can come together and see how best we can solve them. So it's a 45-minute program where we urge every young girl that across the country in Monrovia, Liberia, to also be a part of the program. So today, our guest is no one else but Madam Magdala Cooper. She's going to be live on the program. So before we get to Madam Magdala Cooper, firstly, let's just go for this short break and then we come back. No baby, first in the city. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Okay. Let's just wind down the music. Okay, thanks for rejoining. Okay, thanks so much for rejoining on the program Women Special. So, like the wise word said, a wise woman embraces her weaknesses and turns them into strength. She takes full responsibility for her life and refuses to play the blame games. So, every woman is special. You are important. No matter the status, you are important. So, what are those issues affecting us? How can we solve those issues? These are some of the major concerns, and these are some of the things the program going to highlight. So, like I said, Women Special today is another fascinating edition of the program. So, before we go to our guest, Madam Magdala Cooper, like you all been filing issues in the country, there are some situations where women have been overlooked, or most women said to themselves that I'm unable to do this thing because of some other issues. That one of those days where women should be in the back. We are calling on women to be at the front in making decisions. So things that do affect women, I think are things that should be matter, are things that should be a concern. So every woman should have an equal right. What are some of those things you might not be able to really say, oh, I'm going to speak out, because at times there are some situations like for the past time we have had series of situations where the male counterparts go after women, and like the case in Broadville where a guy killed a woman, and later on, since then the police have been into the investigation. So we have been waiting on some of these situations to come to an end, where women won't have to be afraid in making decisions. So we took this time to get to our foundation, our guest Mandela Cooper, who's going to tell us more about her foundation. So because the foundation highlights issues, and then she's a philanthropist and an activist, also a politician. Sorry, she's a politician and she's involved into the Magdala Cooper Foundation. This is not politics. This is all about the Magdala Cooper Foundation. And then she have been involved into especially providing youth, those the orphans, abandoned children with education and basic necessities such as food and clothing. So we want to know more about the organizations and what are they also involved into. So Magdala Cooper will be on the line to explain more of the foundation, the stuff, those things that the foundation is involved into. So okay, we have Madam Magdala Cooper on the line. Good afternoon, Madam. Okay, sorry. Madam Cooper is on the line. She's going to tell us more about the foundation, the Magdala Cooper's Foundation. What are some of the things the foundation is into? What are some of the it's an international charitable organization. Yeah, good afternoon, Madam Cooper. Hello. No, this is Princess. Thanks for joining us on the program. I'm okay, Madam Cooper. Uh, hello. Okay, Madam Cooper. You've been following the program. This is Women's Special. It's a 45-minute programs that highlights issues affecting the women, girls in the country, and then how can we solve some of those issues. So you as a philanthropist and then an activist, what do you make of this entire show? Hello. Yeah, Madam Cooper, we thought it wise to join your foundation to highlight some of those issues in the foundation. Are you there? Okay, we find it a little difficult. Let me see whether we can call you back, Madam Cooper. Yeah, yeah, let me call you right back. I'm not getting you. It's coming in broken. Okay, so let's run strictly for our team song.
Broadcasting live with more than just music. That's ABC Radio 105.1 FM. Broadcasting live with more than just music. That's ABC Radio 105.1 FM. Broadcasting live with more than just music. That's ABC Radio 105.1 FM.
Okay, we have Madam Cooper on the line. So welcome to Women's Special, Madam Cooper.
Thank you, Princess. It's wonderful to be here with you. This show is a wonderful show.
Wow. Okay, let me see whether I can rejoin Madam Cooper.
Can you hear me, Princess?
Yes. Thanks for rejoining, Madam Cooper.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for being a part of the Women's Special on today.
pleasure. It's my pleasure. Your show is my favorite show. So it's a great honor for me to be on here with you today.
Okay, today the show title wise to bring on your foundation to highlight some of those issues in the foundation. That's the Magdala Cooper Foundation. You care to tell us more about the foundation?
Absolutely. You
Okay.
know, the foundation was started about 20 years ago. I was just a young woman living in the diaspora, and I was waiting for the war to be over. When the war was over and Madame Shirley was elected in 2005, I came home to serve in any capacity that I can serve in. I brought the foundation with me called the Magdalene Foundation, and I brought resources to just see who needed the most help. When I got on the ground in Liberia post the war, I saw everyone was scrambling to make life happen again, reorganize themselves, restructure themselves. The government was being restructured by the newly elected female president. They were putting in the new legislature and the judiciary. Everybody was trying to restructure the country.
Mm-hmm.
The United Nations was here, but I noticed that there were a few individuals who were not being reached, and those were the women and children. Some communities didn't have communities agencies to serve the communities, and so we started to support women and children across Liberia, especially Montserrat County,
Okay.
because the need was major, the need was massive. And we did all we could to help these children living on the street, the women who are vulnerable, the youth, especially the girl child. For me, education was important so that we don't revert into war. Once you have an educated society, they will think critically about the effects of war, how expensive war is, and they will try all they can to find alternative solutions before they go back into another war. Now, the McDonald Foundation, wanted to focus on educating young people, but because the young people was homeless, they were hungry, they didn't have money to go to the hospital when they were sick, and so we had to make sure we did education in a different way. And so that's what we started doing in 2005. We started working with orphanages to put orphanage together, organize orphanages, and give the children food and clothing, and then give them education. So that was the beginning of the Magdalene Foundation in 2005 when we first came back home. And
So,
over the years,
mhm,
go ahead, princess.
how has it been since the founding, that's the existence of the organization, that's the foundation? What are some of the things that the organization or the foundation have been involved into since the establishment?
So since the establishment of the foundation,
Mm-hmm.
and since we started in Liberia in 2005, we focused primarily on education, job and skill training. We of course we enrolled some students in college, but our primary goal was to take the small ones and educate them from kindergarten all the way to 12th grade. And those small ones, we went ahead and built a school in Martinique County, a boarding school, what we call it like, bro, a mission school. We built a mission school in Martinique County where the children can have 3 meals a day. They have access to the best teachers that Liberia could afford. And we also gave them access to health care. We had nurses on the campus who would attend to the children when they were sick. The children went in the cafeteria, they got 3 meals, and we paid for everything. The children didn't have to pay. We had a lot of children. Sometimes we had 200 children. We had 150 children, 180. We go down to 140. It went back and forth with the numbers because sometimes when the families would get opportunity, they would move away and they kind of carry their children with them. Some of them left the children with us, but then during the vacation time, the children had to go back to their relatives and the villages, the towns they came from. So since 2005, I'm so pleased to report to you that we have educated so many young people, and through the MCF Academy, you will hear MCF Academy all over the place now. And then we also started working with youth groups to empower youth groups through what's called the Youth Volunteer Club. teaching young people that it's not just about what your nation can do for you, but what you can also do for your nation.
Mm-hmm.
So we got young people going around and volunteer to clean the streets, to clean communities, to do small help in the community because they gotta give back. Then
Okay. Mm-hmm.
for the girls, we started what is called She is the Way. She is the Way, but we abbreviated it and we said She's the Way. We believe that young girls should follow female mentors because a woman would better tell you what to do than a man can. And then we partner up young men with male mentors. We don't believe in young girls going to some man to mentor her because a man doesn't have the same experience that she's going to have in her future. And so we
Mm-hmm.
believe that she will be mentored by women who already been in the same career path that she wants to go into. So that's what we tell the girl, say, she is a way to your future. Follow her, let her teach you, learn from her, and you'll find your way.
Good. So, are there challenges, especially working along with the young people? Are there challenges?
You know, it
Mm-hmm.
has been the greatest privilege
Okay.
of my life to work with young people. I remember myself when I was in their footsteps. I remember myself. Let me go back to the beginning of my own life. I was born to a teenage mother. By the time I came, my father was no longer around. My mother was a single mother. She didn't finish her education. Yes, she had her first child when she was 15. Now, in the old days, that were not too bad because girls living in the villages, they can be married at 15 years old. But my mother's family loves education. My mother's family, the one thing that the missionary then teach them was the Bible and they gave them education. So we grew up in River G County, which was then in Maryland County, because River G was not established by the time I was born. So we're living in the part of Maryland County that was closer to the Kamara River. So I was born in Montreal, but I went to Webo near the Kavala River when I was just a little baby. My mother was about 18, 19 years old, and she said, you know what, I got 3 children. Let me take them to my grandparents to take care of them until I go back to school, make something of myself, and I'll come back and get my children. So as a baby, my mom took me my 2 brothers, my 2 older brothers, and she carried us to the village. This is why I began my life in the village. As I saw my great grandparents were good people. They took in so many children that the parents really cared for them. And you know, it was good thing that they did. Now, by the time 1984 came around, my mother was remarried. She was finished with school, and she had her own house in Mora now. Now she went back to the interior to get me. I was almost 10 years old. Because don't forget, I was born in the mid 70s. So, having now humble beginnings, having that humble beginning of coming from nowhere,
Mm.
you're growing up in the house. All you know that old people there, they're your grandparents, your great grandparents. You don't see your mom, you don't see pa. You want love, you want everything from parents, but you know what? Your grandparents, they no nonsense, they disciplinarian.
Mm.
They discipline you to love God and they discipline you to love book. So I grew up loving God, I grew up loving book business. For me, book business was everything.
Mm.
God first, book second. So when I say the greatest joy of my life is to serve young people, it's because young people reminded me, or they remind me of who I was. All the stages and the problems I went through, the teenage years, asking all the questions, am I going to be okay? Am I going to have a career? Will I be successful? How can I get there? Who will show me the way? All those questions came to my head. So when I meet young people, I already know what in the head. I already see that I know what in the head. All they want new shoes, they want new clothes, they want opportunity. So for me, because God has blessed me, I came from a very humble beginning from the village. I
Mm.
came to Montreal in the mid-80s. By the 90s, the war came along. I was pushed into exile in a refugee camp. And luckily by God's grace, I found my way to America. And when I found my way to America, God blessed me while I was in America. God gave
Mm.
me education. God gave me success. And right away, I started to think, I said, this success that God gave me, the way God spared my life in that war, I wasn't raped, I wasn't killed. But most of my friends were raped. Most of my friends lost their life. And so the life that God gave me, I will dedicate a life to helping others. So creating opportunities for young people especially. So to your question, I had to give you that backdrop
Yeah.
to tell you why I'm so passionate about this country. Why I'm so passionate about helping young people. Because I understand when you get mind back, when you get here and you want success in your own life. You want success because that success, you're not looking for a job for yourself. But you want to come back to your country and you want to make other people's life better. So for me, the young people, a long answer to a short question. Now I'll give you the short version. I love to help young people. Today, we're just in my living room talking about a young girl who just sent to America. Her dream was to go to America. I sent her to the American embassy. I said, go get a visa. Let's go. She in America now. She's on her way back because now her visa is coming to expire. So she's coming back now. Now I believe that young girl, when she comes back to Liberia, she's going to help people in her community. I hope she'll be much better than Michael Cooper. So for me, it's always a pleasure to help the young people because the young people come back, they're stronger, they're better, and they're willing to help more people in Liberia.
Okay, Madam Cooper. So, I'm actually, when you talk about your foundation, I listen, and then these are some of the things they entitled, we highlight on the Women's Special. We want to see Liberia being amongst our countries that we as citizens, we can say our country too is one of the best. We want women to be able to empower other women. We don't want women to just sit at the back. Gone are those days where women sit behind and then they just relax and say, let me just let a man to do everything. So looking at your role in society, we thought it wise to have you on our program. So we are impressed. And then your foundation, especially it being an international charitable organization that is dedicated to the young people, especially the orphans, abandoned children, where you also your whole mind, the entire aspect, it have to do with education, and the basic necessities have to do with food, clothing, and shelter. I think you are doing a very big job that we as Liberians we are proud of. Despite your political road, and then you being a philanthropist and an activist, I think this is a blow. This is a plus to our sector. So I'm impressed. And then these are some of the things we want to hear. So thank you so much. And then as we go further, we want you to also keep doing what you're doing, keep providing shelter for the needed, keep doing those things that imaginary, those things that people might say, oh, it can't happen or it can't work, especially in the kind of society we are facing, we are faced with. So we are so impressed. And then the Magdala Foundation, what are some of the things you really hoping to see maybe 2-3 years from now about the foundation? What are some of the dreams that maybe you might have want to share with us 2-3 years from now?
Well, I would say this much.
Mm-hmm.
The foundation and the work of the foundation has helped so many young people. And
Okay.
I know your show is absolutely non-political,
Mm-hmm.
but I
No.
want to say this much because you mentioned women coming to the forefront.
Yes.
Now, the foundation work has inspired me, was the force behind my entering the political space in Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
I know that young people are vibrant. When you give them a small opportunity, it becomes a big, big deal for them.
Mm-hmm.
I know women, when you get women small thing,
La
women
pizza.
can make that that can multiply and help more
Exactly.
people.
Yeah.
And so after seeing this in our country, seeing that when you empower the youth can be straight good for our country. They can produce, they can do good things. Empower women, women can multiply. Women, you can get one cup of rice, you can feed everybody, almost like Jesus Christ on the mount where he fed for them with That's how women can do. So
Yeah.
I believe in women's leadership. And I believe that if women get into decision making, this country will be a good country because it will be well balanced.
Okay.
Everybody will be fed, everybody will have equal opportunity. Because mother in the house, when a mother is in the house, she makes sure she manages the house well. Everybody gotta eat, everybody gotta get clothes, Everybody can be under the same roof, and we have to have peace in this house. And so women bring so much to the table. And that is why I stepped out of the philanthropy platform onto the political platform, because I sincerely have seen what the foundation was able to do for young lives, for women's lives, especially girl child. I stepped into politics because I want this for every citizen of Liberia. I want the same things the foundation is doing and has done to bring down for 5 million people, not just a few hundreds. That is not a crime. It is a good desire and a good passion. And so sometimes people say, oh yeah, it was nice that you were feeding poor children. It was nice that you are taking care of getting loans, micro loans to women organization. It is nice that you're doing these motherly things. But now, when it comes to making decisions now, we will question you. So, this country here needs a lot of help. The women gotta be equal participants in this country and decision making in all areas, in the social area, in the political area, in the law and order area. You know, it's very important that women's voices are heard, because women are so unique. Good. When they're part of the decision making process, things get done faster.
Okay. So before I open up the phone lines, I just want you to throw lights on some of the happenings with in the country, especially those things that affect women. And then how do you think we can solve some of those issues? Of recent, we have the killings of women where a guy killed his girlfriend, and that came about 3 different times. So what do you make of those happenings in the country, especially where we want women to be represented. We want women to be able to stand up and speak out. So what do you make of some of those things? Because we have noticed that most women are unable to speak out. They feel so afraid, especially when they are in relationship, and then this relationship is not actually working. And then they are like, oh, let me just remain in, into this thing because there's no way out. Maybe me and this man, we have already had maybe 10, 8, you name them, the amount of children. So I'm in it for my children, and then at the end of the day, God just walk up and then kill you. And then, so what do you have to really say about that? Especially for the past time, we have had a numerous of those cases. So what do you have to say about that?
Well, domestic violence is something that we have to fight. We have to address. We have to make sure
every woman business. You have to do it. Everyone, especially women.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
But we the women, we are the voters.
Exactly.
Because what we always say on the international scene, we say if the women were 50% of the population, and then we turn around give birth to the other 50%. So where woman more will not be? Our voice will be in everywhere. We are 50% of the global population.
Yeah.
Then we turn around and we give birth to the other 50% that we don't want all the men in the world. Because no man came in the world without mother.
Of course.
Now, so the issue of domestic violence happens when women are not connected. I started a few years ago. I will say this very quick, and I'll go back to domestic violence. A few years back, in support and solidarity with other women, we started a co-founded what's called the Lapa Revolution of Liberia.
Yeah.
The Lapa Revolution of Liberia had one purpose. Well, there are a multitude of actions and things we addressed. But the Lapa Revolution, which is still very much alive, yes, a little bit subdued, but it is still very much alive. And so the Lapa Revolution was started because we needed to send a message across Liberia, especially during the pandemic when so many women were being raped, women were experiencing excess domestic abuse. Our young girls were being sodomized, our young boys were being sodomized. Now, the women came together. We said, look, in our tradition, our African tradition, we all what is called lapa. Every woman got a lapa in the house.
Yeah.
That lapa can do multitude of things for you. You can tie your hair with that lapa. You can tie your waistband with that lapa. When you feel taken by, you can put that lapa around your under your arm. Wrap it around yourself, above your breast area, and that lapa can become a clothes for you. or outfit for you. So, what do we do with the lapa in the end? When one woman is shamed, you don't put the camera and show her shame. You take a lapa, you cover your sister with it, cover her shame with it.
Mm-hmm.
Stand, one woman stand with another woman, one woman stand with another woman. Cover your sister's shame, because that's what women do. That girls can go show their friend shame on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Girls, when they understand a friend being domestically abused, they don't say nothing, go gossip about her. Oh, look at the man beating her.
And that is a serious problem. That is a serious problem where people confide in you, and at the end of the day, their names are everywhere. I think these are some of the things that really made people at times don't want to really express themselves, especially we women.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why women feel alone in their abuse, and they don't trust to go sleep with other women.
Exactly.
And so we have to change that culture. But how do we start? If women were given opportunity to take care of themselves, they had their own money, a level of domestic abuse would be very low in this country. And also, number two, if the law stood by women, there will be less domestic abuse cases coming out of our communities and our homes. But when the law don't stand for women or stand with women, then the domestic abuse cases will be a lot more. And what do I mean when I say law don't stand with women? The courts across the country are overwhelmed with cases.
Okay.
The government cannot get the courts enough money to support those cases. So the cases get put one top of each other. When you get money, your case comes on top. If you get money, your case go down. So people there years after years after years, they demand between them. They can't even go to police because police they pay us to go judge your case. So there's a lot of issues that surrounding these domestic problems because women don't have access to their own finances. Because the moment you empower a woman, she can empower herself and make decisions and protect herself and her children. Because she doesn't have to say man house just for the sake of having man. She can make decisions to say, I'm going to take my children to a safe place. But where will she go after her family gave her to the man to get married and the man can provide for her and the family? The family will force her to go back into those abuse situations. And so we got to make sure women are empowered. And that is why the foundation decided to have, as part of the foundation, we started small enterprises so they can have money to take care of themselves and their family.
Okay.
And so we have to find solutions.
Okay. All right. She's Madam Magdalena Cooper, a politician, a philanthropist, and activist. Also, she's a standard bearer of the movement for One Liberia. And today happens she's our guest from the Magdalena Cooper Foundation. She owns the foundation, and they especially is an international charitable organization, especially for the orphans or abandoned children with education. She provides education and basic necessities of food, clothing, shelter, and you name it. So to form part of the program, you can call us on 0771 Let me call the number again. It's 0777-105-100. And then you can also follow us online, ABC Online Radio. We are live there where you will be able to make your impact. So she's Magdalena Cooper with more updates on the foundation, Magdalena Cooper Foundation. So, Madam Cooper, honestly, this is just I'm so happy that we have come this far in discussing these issues, especially with the foundation. We just don't want people to only get involved in politics, but we want people to get involved with the Liberian people who will go for those that are in need. Because what happens tomorrow, even if you are selected, any other person being selected, what become the those that are way in the bush, those children who don't have families, who don't even have a mother, who don't even have a father. I think the entire which we all should be focused on these people because they are the most important people in society. They need us, like what your organization is doing. You guys are doing extremely well to admit.
Thank you.
Yes, so
Thank you, Princess.
we
Thank
want
you.
to
And we plan to
encourage
continue.
yeah, and we want to encourage more women. We want to encourage more people. You just don't need to go for the political side. You can say, oh, I want to do this for my country. I want to do this. I want to build this organization that will only focus on helping the needed, that will only focus on helping the visually impaired people. And these are some of the things we really going to be happy to highlight on the program. So
Right.
we thought it wise that your foundation have been contributing to society, and the Liberian people need to know what the Mandela Cooper Foundation is all about.
Right. Right. So, like I said, this
Mm-hmm.
was the greatest privilege of my life to serve through the foundation, and it continues to be the greatest privilege of my life to make the transition into the
Mm-hmm.
political landscape, to
Mm-hmm.
try to see if I will become the next leader of this country, to bring these same opportunities to our people, to help create jobs for our people, to help make a better education system and make education mandatory for all children of this republic. Because I know when we have our children, when our children are educated,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to have better results in this country. And to also make sure we have affordable health and a decent, a good healthcare system in this country to take care
Okay.
of our medical needs.
Mm.
And so there are many things that we can do to fix our country.
Mm-hmm.
I know for sure I'm a mother. I'm a person who knows how to find solutions to problems. Besides being a mother to 3 biological children, I'm a mother to hundreds of children across this country.
Mm.
One
Mm-hmm.
of my sons went to Italy. He went there. I sent him to go for a conference. He met the Pope. That was always his thing. He wanted to meet the Pope. He met the Pope. I never met the Pope in my life, but the man met the Pope, and made him happy. We sent other children to Malawi. We sent people to Ghana. We sent need to look at this country and this country problem has is something that it's not that difficult. The problems we have in this country, you just need someone with a strong will, a willing mind, and good heart to say this money belongs to our people. We must show results. When our development partners come, they give us money. Let's show them the result. Let's show a clean Monrovia. Let's show cities outside of Monrovia that's functioning and working for our people. We can do this. I know we can. I have taken small money, built a big school on my land to give children free education. It is possible. Now, nothing in life is free, so we had to raise the money for the school. But we got government schools. We can clean up government schools. Make sure we put one meal a day there for our children. So when they come to school, they have one meal, they eat, they're not hungry in the classroom. Make sure the teachers are trained and they know what they're talking about in the classroom, and they still teach our children well. Make sure our hospitals have all the trained doctors and nurses and healthcare workers giving the right medication to our people, making sure they're making the right diagnosis to our people. Then you go there, you go outside on the international level, which I always do. You invite investors to come to our country. Come and see. We got mining, we got agriculture, we got fishery, we got all these things. Host investment conference in Liberia. Let the world come to Liberia. We don't always have to be the one to take private jet and airplanes and business class ticket to go to them. Invite them. Make our beaches eco-friendly, clean, decent. Take all the 15 tribes of Liberians. Come on this beach, and the Basso Beach, and the Quavo Beach, and cook Quavo food there, cook Basso food there, cook Loma food there, cook Nima food there, cook Greggy. Show the different traditions. This is something we did at our school. We taught our children our traditional history, how to know our tradition, why the learning big book is possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible. It is possible. I can invite people to this country to come to help us. But you know what? If God says it's my time, it's my time. Or if God says it's my time, it'll be my time. And Liberia will benefit if it's my time. Because all ones that God has entrusted me with, their life is much better. Not because of me, but because God chose to use me to bless them. God choose to use me to bless their life. And today, what they're doing, they're praising God. In my dad, I would say, use what I do, use what I do, and God, thank you. Because of my little life, God has
Okay.
blessed me, and I'm
Okay.
blessing people, and people say thank you.
All right. You listen to her. She's Magdalena Cooper. We're from the Magdalena Cooper Foundation. She's the CEO for the Magdalena Cooper Foundation. So we're taking this short break. When we come back, we call her. She's gonna do her parting comments. Then we call her a day. A woman. Every day in the mirror, I see a woman.
Hey, Jeanette, why are you crying? Tina, I am so confused and just don't know what to do. At my job site, I am sexually harassed. At my home, my husband maltreats me. Wow, Jeanette, have you heard about the program Women's Special? No, Tina. What is this Women's Special all about? Women's Special is a 45 minutes a program that highlights issues affecting women and girls in every sector and solving those issues affecting women and girls. The program comes on every Wednesday, 2:30 to 3:15 p.m. on ABC Radio 105.1. Wow, with this, my problem is solved. Wait, that's just not all. Women's Special is a program that helps in building the capacity of women and girls, especially those vying for electable positions. I'm watching right now to get the radio and listen. Women's Special, a real transformation for the society.
Okay, thanks for rejoining. So we are still here. Okay, Madam Cooper, let's hear you. Your parting comments.
Well, Princess, I want to thank you for hosting me on your show today. It's good to talk about these issues surrounding the lives of women and our children, our communities.
Okay.
I look forward to being in studio with you very soon and having another, program with you and maybe to bring some other women from the Lapa Revolution with me
Okay.
or from the Movement for One Liberia. Continue the great work. We all look forward to supporting you in every way possible.
Okay.
And women need to have a comfortable place, a safe space to discuss those issues that affect the lives of our women. Whether it's domestic violence or it's just business investment, how can we get investment into women's hands? How can we reduce the level of domestic violence and the rape that's taking place? And how can we empower our young women to be better than where we are or where we were? That's my hope for our young people. They all must be better than the generation that came and met here. So we have to provide opportunities for them. With that, I say thank you to you and your host network, the Atlantic Broadcasting Network. I want to
Yeah.
extend a special thank you to all of you. May God bless you.
Thank you too. Thank you for being a part of this edition Women's Special. She's Magdalena Cooper, the CEO for the Magdalena Cooper Foundation. So thank you so much for following the program. Today's Women Special. We say thank you, and then do join us on next Wednesday as Eve gonna be here as we bring you a fascinating edition of Women's Special. So a goodbye from my aunt and Princess Kamara Ahaben, your host on Women's Special. Wonderful woman, beautiful woman, beautiful woman. Do, do,